Welcome to Buddha.say. Today's topic is, if you don't recognize the object to be refuted, meditating on emptiness is just self-hypnosis. Many people meditate on emptiness for years and end up becoming one of two kinds of practitioners. Type 1, everything feels empty. Karma is empty. Practice is empty. Cause and effect is empty. Eventually, this turns into a cold form of nihilism. Type 2, they speak fluently about emptiness, but inside, they are still grasping tightly. The I still feels solid and real. Why does this happen? In the Lamrim Chenmo, in the section on Vipashyana, Tsongkhapa states the key point directly. It is because you have never clearly identified the object to be refuted. The Buddha says in the sutra requested by the protector of the nation, emptiness is peaceful and unborn in nature. Beings wander because they do not understand. Emptiness itself is originally peaceful and unarisen. So why are we still tumbling in samsara? Because we are driven by karma and afflictions. And the root of affliction is ignorant self-grasping. But here is the real question. You say you want to eliminate self-grasping. Do you actually know which self you are trying to eliminate? Tsongkhapa speaks very strongly. If the general image of the object to be refuted has not arisen clearly in your mind, you cannot possibly refute it. This is a heavy statement. It means, if you don't know what you're holding on to, you cannot let it go. It's like saying, there is no such person here, but you don't even know what that person looks like. How could you be sure they are not here? Likewise, you say no self. But the truly existing I in your mind, what does it actually look like? Have you ever examined it directly? Here's the more subtle danger. There are coarse and subtle levels of what must be refuted. You may have already understood. The self is not permanent. The self is not unchanging. The self is not an independent controller. But you may not yet have refuted the most subtle layer, the inherently existent self, the self that exists by its own nature. As long as that remains, you may speak of emptiness outwardly, yet internally you still fall into the extreme of eternalism. But what if you go too far the other way? Tsongkhapa warns, if you overnegate, if you destroy even cause and effect, you fall into the extreme of nihilism. That is not liberation. That is a wrong view. So the real question has never been, should we negate? The real question is, are you negating the correct object? Have you identified the most subtle pivot point? Why is this so difficult? Because in our minds, the mere person and the person as inherently existent are almost glued together. We cannot distinguish between a person and a truly existent person. So the moment we hear emptiness, we assume it means the person doesn't exist at all. That is where misunderstanding begins. What then is true emptiness? It is not the denial of appearances. It is this. On the basis of dependent origination, we negate inherent existence. Cause and effect still function. Phenomena still appear. But we do not fall into reified existence. That is the middle way. Don't forget to subscribe Buddha.say.